So another example I want to show you about the deliberation phase is a visual that is particularly compelling. This is a picture taken in Thailand in 2004, moments before the tsunami. So we know there are a couple of warning signs that tend to happen, natural warning signs before tsunami. And the first one is an earthquake, which had happened actually hours before far away. And the second one is that the water will behave strangely, not always, but often. So it'll recede, get very shallow like this, and sometimes frothy. And you can see here that people have noticed this change. And they are, in many cases, talking about it and walking towards it. So here would be a great opportunity for deliberation to serve its purpose if people knew what the signs of a tsunami were. But in most cases, people did not know, especially tourists, but not just tourists. And so without that latent wisdom in the community, that deliberation phase was not helpful. This is a picture taken moments later during the tsunami, a different part of Thailand. And you can see in the upper left corner the water sort of surging towards the shore. And this dive instructor in black had actually been running towards the water right before this because he had seen that people were congregating on the beach and walking towards the water because it looked so strange. And he thought maybe someone was drowning and maybe there was something he could do. So he was running towards it, and then he very quickly turned and ran away. And this is a picture taken by a survivor that I've spent a lot of time talking to, has been very helpful over the years, moments after the tsunami when he walked out of his hotel room door and looked around. So the water came and receded fairly quickly. So that's an example of deliberation not working. And there are lots of examples of deliberation working. And so I want to quickly share one of those. This girl is Tilly Smith. She was 10 years old. She's from the UK, and she was in Thailand vacationing with her parents over Christmas that year. And she was taking a walk on the beach with her parents when she noticed this strange behavior of the sea. And luckily, she had just learned 2 weeks before in her geography class about the basic warning signs of a tsunami and watched some video of a Hawaii tsunami and knew all about this. But I don't think that was the only thing that was fortunate. I think part of it is that she was a child. And so she didn't feel, I think, I'm speculating, but from my sense is that she didn't feel the same fear of being embarrassed or being wrong that many of us feel in these situations. So she told her parents, I think there's going to be a tsunami. Look at the water. That's a warning sign of a tsunami. I just learned about it in school. And her parents, sort of looked at her like she was crazy. They said, it's fine. They normalized the situation. And they tried to sort of calm her down and kept walking. And eventually she got so agitated that she sat down on the sand and said she wasn't going any further. And she was very upset. And so the mother decided to keep walking, and the father agreed to take her back to the hotel. And when they got there, this is very interesting to see the deliberation take shape. He did a very brave thing, which was he walked up to one of the Marriott hotel employees and said, you're going to think I'm crazy, but my daughter seems to think that there might be a tsunami coming because the water is very shallow suddenly. And it just happened that there was a Japanese tourist standing next to them, overhearing this. And he said, she could be right because I heard there was an earthquake earlier today, Sumatra. And so between this random group of people, they managed to muster up the courage to take action, and they cleared that beach of people within the next few minutes, screaming to Tilly's mother to come back, which she did, and they got to a higher level of the hotel, and no one died on that beach because of this 10-year-old girl, but also because of the people around her. So that's a small example of things going right. So the third phase is what you might call the decisive moment, which is, in this case, where they cleared the beach, where you take action, or in many cases not, where you sort of see this shutting down, freeze.